So, the term beta versus demo. These are terms that gamers get confused with almost all the time. A beta is a game in its beta state where it's pretty much close to being finished, but it still has a lot of work that needs to be put in there, whether there's things that didn't make it in time for the beta to get released, or pretty much like, hey, we're still working on our game, but here's a snippet of what we have so far. A demo is a taste or like a little snippet of the finished product. So, hey, our game is done. Take this little demo and tell us what you think about it. So, those are pretty much the differences between those words and those terms. Here's the problem when it comes to what's going on in today's gaming world. I'm seeing a lot of games throwing out open betas almost a week before the game comes out. Now I know some companies, they only do it just to see how their servers are going to hold up, because we've seen numerous times before in the past where games first launch and then you can't play the shit online for either the first night, first couple days, whatever it may be. So sometimes they do it just for testing, but the issue with that is when a game is doing it almost a month or two, not a month or two, when a game is doing it almost a couple days before it comes out, when the game has been being mass produced for months, it makes it feel like, hey, we're still testing our game. Tell us what you think, but the game is going to be coming out within a week. The only testing you really should have been done was in your closed beta. Now I know sometimes a lot of people don't get a chance to play the closed beta, so they open it up and let you do the open beta. Your prime time for you to do that is a couple months before. Just like when Black Ops 3 did it, it left them a lot of time to tweak a lot of the different things that they had to do right around the time the game was being mass produced. But you don't really see that much these days. Games like For Honor that came out, the fucking game came out 2 days after the beta ended. 2 days after the beta ended. Now, granted, the game ran buttery smooth. I had barely any problems with it, except for the fact that the netcode was straight trash. What's funny is from the homie Dom, who y'all see on the podcast, even tells me when the game was out, like, their netcode is still trash. Plenty of reviewers, they're saying that their netcode is still trash. So it's just like, what is the point of you really testing it out if your netcode, you really didn't change anything? Because you don't have enough freaking time to do it. And you see games not even just throwing out an open beta when the game is clearly not finished, but even releasing the shit when the game is not finished. If you look at Street Fighter V, love the Street Fighter series. Best characters in a fighting game next to Mortal Kombat and Tekken. Very good characters. For some reason, in Tekken 5, they decided, hey, let's release this game with like damn near 10 characters and not give you a story mode and leave so much shit out and say we're going to include it in there for free to make it seem like we're giving you a great service when you're not. Is this shit that you could not code in the game on time that you're going to promise at a later date? Even Call of Duty is fucking doing it. And you know, it's a bad thing when Call of Duty clearly has like a lot of stuff missing from the game, which a lot of people didn't know. They have a lot of stuff missing from the game, but they're too busy pooping out supply drop items and all these dumbass gun variants that are damn near hard to get because they make the drop rates fucking trash, that they're spending more time throwing those out instead of fixing what needs to be done. Now granted, also, those things could have been ready to go. Those things could have been easier to code. And this, hey, while they're waiting on that, let's drop this shit on them. But the problem with that is that's not what your community wants. Your community doesn't want supply drops. They've already voiced their opinion on how terrible these supply drops are. But then again, it's Activision. They know a way to squeeze that money out of their actual players. So, the overall issue when it comes to beta versus demos, you need to know the difference. Beta is a game that is still being worked on. Demo is a game that's pretty much damn near done, or it's a taste of the finished product. Like when Resident Evil 7 was coming out with their demos, and they were like, here, try this demo of like the first mission. Clearly the first mission completely fucking done. And then close to the game's release, where they're, you know, giving you demos like the first couple missions or whatever it may be, they're completely done. They're not being worked on. They're done. They might as well give you a taste of what the finished product was. But you have games that are coming out in beta like Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I have to say, that was probably the worst beta for me personally from the whole Ubisoft brand, because I can't tell you how many issues I had running that damn game. Now, there were times where I booted up the game, it fucking crashed my shit. Crashed my computer, I don't know how many times. Damn near shut down my drivers, which I don't know how that's possible. I had to restart my shit in safe mode, clean out my computer, erase that shit. I have no clue why they did it. I don't know. But it just happened. So that game itself, it lost me. It did. I love the concept of, trying to keep Ghost Recon alive and make it this big open world. That's one thing that I appreciate. The game was open world and it actually looks very good. Even if you were to run it even in low settings, the game still actually looked pretty good. So that's what I was surprised at. And the game actually takes a lot of beefy rigs for you to run it. I was able to at least get around like 60 frames on like highest with a mix of medium. That game takes a lot to run, especially on PC, but it doesn't make sense because the consoles have so much fucking old hardware in them, yet them shits can run it just fine. I had frame drops from 50, it'll jump down to like fucking 20, then it'll jump to 60, then it'll jump to 40, or then it'll just keep jumping to these random numbers. So I don't mind when a game is trying to, pretty much show you how far it's come or giving you a taste of what they have so far, even though they're still working on it. But the main problem is, motherfucker, your game comes out and it comes out. Today's date is March 5th. The game comes out March 7th. The biggest problem with that is, yeah, you may have time to, include it in your day one patch, because if a game's day one patch is huge, they had an issue with that game and coding and certain things that made it after the game was being mass produced. So I'm like, the issues that I had on PC and other people had on PC, some people can run the game just fine. It's one of those weird cases where some people can be in the middle of the system requirements and have no problem running the game. The only problem I had was maybe recording it. That was just about it. But other than that, having the constant crashing, the unstable frame rates, and then crashing my computer constantly, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. So when it comes to games like that are around the corner and they give you a fucking beta and then the game is just not optimized properly or just doesn't feel like it's completely done and just completely unstable, then that's when it becomes a problem. So when it comes to these type of games, I know they try to test out their servers, but fam, your shit is coming out around the fucking corner. You think if you launch your beta and your shit is trash, do you think in a couple days you gonna fix it? No. I mean, if you can, you got the fucking juice. But if you can't, you're just gonna poop out a fucking game and get everybody mad. So, I don't know. Some people have had zero issues with it. Some people have had a ton of issues with it. And hopefully Ubisoft and other companies can think about whenever they release certain shit, because there's also plenty of people saying like, why is this called a beta? It should be called a damn demo. Your game's coming out in a couple damn days. But the term beta can be used very loosely. So anyway, that's all I got to say on that topic. It was just something that I kept noticing so many times when it comes to games that are coming out. So hopefully whenever you're purchasing the game and you see some shit like this, make sure test it out first. See if it's good. That's the first thing you should definitely do. And then if it's busted, don't fucking buy it. Wait till the shit gets patched in and wait till people are saying that, hey, this is running buttery smooth. We ain't got no issues with the net code, frame rate, none of that. That's what you should be looking for. And if a game says and if the game has a demo and even if that has problems, that's a clear indication that don't buy it. But just be a little bit smarter with your purchases and make sure that some of these companies, whenever they try to pull this bullshit, make sure you know when it's bullshit and when it's legit. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button. And also, if you are not subscribed to me already, hit that subscribe button so you can get those notifications when I upload as soon as the videos come up, which sounds fucking weird. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is Quinn from Double Edge Games, and peace out.